words are very powerful. They are extreme. Hello please, welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. Welcome back. And for our new subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. For our old subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing. So once again, my name is Happiness Edna Tony Boms, and in this channel I theme about my faith in God, lifestyle, and food. Yes, food. Okay. In today's video, I'll be talking about the hidden mysteries behind the power of words. Yes, the hidden mysteries behind the power of words. And as we all know, we live in a world whereby we tend to say things to ourselves, knowingly and unknowingly, and things to people without realizing that the words we say to these people, the words or the things we say to ourselves rather, are very, very powerful. So these mysteries will be taken from the Bible, and the first mystery will be taken from the book of Matthew chapter 12 verse 34. So if you have your Bible with you, could you please open to Matthew chapter 12 verse 34, and I'll be using the King James version. Yes, King James version. So Matthew chapter 12 verse 34, it says that out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. Out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks, and that is in Matthew chapter 12 verse 34. So the mystery behind this verse is that everything we think, everything we do are things that we have already stored in our heart. So that means whatever we say to ourselves, whatever we say to people are things that we have already stored in our heart. So for example, if you say to yourself that you are a failure, that means you've already thought of you being a failure. If you say to somebody that the person is a failure too, let me just use the word failure. If you tell someone that the person is a failure or the person is not good enough, that means you've already seen the person as a failure. You've already thought about the person being a failure. So out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And the Bible has also told us in Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23. I'll quickly read Proverbs 4 verse 23, and it says that Proverbs chapter 4 verse 23. Okay, here we go. It says that keep the heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. The Bible said that we should guide our heart with all diligence, because from our heart flows the issues of life. So back to our first verse, which says that out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks, or the mouth speaks, which also means that like whatever we say to ourselves, like I said earlier, are things that we've already stored in our heart, which is to say that it all starts from the heart. Yes, it all starts from the heart. It all starts from your heart. It all starts from my heart. And you know, the Bible has also told us in Proverbs chapter 18 verse 21 that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruits thereof. So death and life are in the power of your tongue. Death and life are in the power of your words. So what are you really saying to yourself, and what are you really saying to people? I don't know, but I don't know about you really, but I got to find out that a lot of reasons why people tend to go into depression or commit suicide is as a result of what have been said to them by their family members, by their friends, by strangers, by teachers, and also what they have also said to themselves. You get, because people that when they get bullied in school for being a certain kind of way, or like some cases I know of is, you see young girls who are being told that they are not beautiful, that their head is somehow or their nose is somehow, and then because of that they feel like they are not being loved, and then they end up committing suicide because of what someone has told them. So we have to be careful with what we say to people and what we say to ourselves, because it really, really, really is very, very powerful. Some words we say to people are the reason why they are into depression, are the reason why they are being frustrated, are the reason why they are committing suicide. And some words we say to ourselves too are the reasons why we are not moving forward in life. So we have to be very careful, because our words, our tongue can bring blessings to us. It can bring us success, it can bring us victory, it can bring us good things, and it can also bring us bad things. It depends on what you're prophesying to yourself. It depends on what you are saying to yourself. So remember that out of the abundance of the heart the mouth speaks. So you won't tell yourself a failure, you won't call yourself a failure if you've not seen yourself as one. You won't call somebody a failure if you've not seen the person as one, which also leads to if you've not thought about it that that person is a failure. So we have to be very, very, very careful. Careful with what you say to yourself. Careful with what you say to people. Let me quickly read Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 29. Quickly, I don't want this video to be fast, to be long. Ephesians 4 verse 29 says that, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. We have to be careful with what we say to people. Our words are powerful. Be careful with what comes out of your mouth. Be careful with what you say to yourself too. I always use this example. Like if you call somebody a dog, the person eventually starts acting like a dog. If because someone's a fool, then the person start acting like a fool. So we have to be careful with what we say to people. Why not use your word for edifying the hearers? Why not use your word to speak good things to people? Why not use your words to speak things that will glorify God? Do you get? So let me also quickly read Proverbs chapter 16 verse 24. Proverbs 16 verse 24, and it says that pleasant words are an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. See, God, I've had days whereby I feel so bad, like so, let's say sad or a certain kind of way, and then when someone comes to tell me, hey, happy, you're doing great, God, my spirit lifts up. Like it just, I become better. That's how words are. Like when you say things that are pleasing to people, you don't know how that word will really make them feel. You don't know if maybe the person is going through a bad day, and then you just come and you're like, hey, don't give up, you're doing well, you're beautiful. The person will just be so like better, happy, you get. But when someone is going through a bad day and you don't even know, and then you're like, what is wrong with this? Look at what you are doing. You just added like so wood inside fire. Okay, so we have to be very, very careful. Be careful with what you say. Be careful with the words you say to people. Be careful, be careful. Words are powerful. There are mysteries behind it. And one of the mysteries, like I pointed earlier, is that your word can bring you life and it can bring you death. Ticket. So we have to be very careful with what we say to ourselves in particular. How do you see yourself? What do you say to yourself when you wake up in the morning? What do you say to yourself when you're going through hardship? What do you say to yourself when you're going through problems? Be careful with what you say to yourself. Be careful with what you say to people, because words are very powerful. They are extremely powerful. Why not call yourself a blessing? Why not call yourself good names? Like speak life to yourself. Speak life to yourself, because words can actually travel. Whatever you say to yourself now, you might not see the fruit of it, but maybe in the future you would see the. Your father once said a story. I hope I can really remember it clearly. And in the story he was sharing, he said that there was this lady that before she got married, I think someone came to meet her and told her that that how many children would she have to about giving birth and stuff. But she then told the lady that, I beg you, I don't want any child to come and spoil my shape, because she was young then. And then when she got married, it was very hard for her to give birth. Yeah, and that was because of what she has said before. So you see, our words actually travel. They can travel. You might call yourself, okay, I'm not good enough, or you might say, I won't find a good husband someday. And right now you feel like, oh, it's nothing. But maybe in the future you won't be able to get married or get a good husband because of what you've said, and you won't realize that it was what you said to yourself before and it's already bearing fruit in that season. So we have to be extremely careful, even if you're going through hardship or whatever it is. Be careful with what you speak to yourself. Be careful with what you speak to people, because like I said earlier, words are very powerful. I don't know how to emphasize this deeply in order for you to understand, but please just get to know this, that your words are very powerful, extremely powerful. It can bring you blessing, it can bring you life, it can bring you death, it can bring you failures. Your words are extremely powerful, so be careful with what you say to people out there. Be careful with what you say to yourself. Be careful with what you say to yourself. Yeah, be careful. Change a person's entire day. Kind words. Let your words be edifying. Let your words be words that can build people up, that can edify people, that can lift up the spirit of people even when they are going through bad days. Yes, so let me quickly end this video here because I don't want it to be long at all. So I hope you learned something. At least if there is anything I want you to learn, please learn this. Your words are very powerful. What you say to people are extremely powerful. So be careful with what you say to yourself. Be careful with what you say to people. Please and please. Be careful with what you say to yourself. Let your words be edifying. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate, and may God bless us all. And may He also help us to be able to edify His people, His children with our words. Thank you so much. God bless you. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Bye.